my name is Jose Brukiser. I'm guide and host here in Darien Lodge. Darien Lodge is situated in the north side of the Pacific side of Colombia. Probably one of the last best places to fish in the Pacific side. We're in a really pristine area, full of mountains on the water, really good offshore fishery. Inshore fishery is fantastic as well.
Rooster, yeah, rooster. Nice. Double rooster.
Fishery heaven, I will say. Plan today, we're gonna go hunting for tunas in the morning. After that, we go into the inshore in the north side near the border with Panama. Let's see what's happening.
Komm nach hinten, komm nach hinten, komm nach hinten. Geiler Cubera, ey. Oh. Geiles Teil, Junge. Oh, yes. Nice. Was ein fettes Teil.
Ja.
Yes. Yes.
John, man.
Thank you.
Geiles Teil, Petri.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you, man. Thank you.
Fettes Ding.
We have a new lodge with top-notch rooms, 2 queen beds, a nice shower, hot water, AC. That kind of comfort that is really hard to find in the area. We have a swimming pool, a really nice common area, and top-notch restaurant menu for the guests. This area have no roads in the next 300 miles south, and north is about as well 200 miles. No roads around, deep jungle and good comfort. We're bringing quality to the tourism in the region, especially for fishermen. It's a good day today. It seems quiet, so not as wavy as yesterday. Yesterday we went offshore, not offshore, we went just 5 to 15 miles. And we found multiple schools of tuna. First schools were between 20 and 30 pounds. Fun to catch, but we definitely were looking for something bigger. We want today inshore day, okay? So if you can see, there's in that rock over there, there's the mouth of a river. The idea is to target roosterfish, snook, tarpon, and snappers. Well, snook fishing, tarpon fishing, and Cubera fishing in the mouth of Jurado River. We have a big river that comes and makes a delta that makes a mix of blue water with dirt water. That's snook love. We're gonna fish with live bait. What we're gonna do is we're gonna park the boat in reverse and we're gonna toss the bait to the rocks. Once the bait are around the rock, they start swimming. We're gonna keep open the bail and let the line go, go, go. we need to be really sensible because sometimes the waves pull the bait and you feel like it's a bite, but it's not. You need to have really good feeling with your fingers. Once the big fish take the bait, you let it eat for 5-10 seconds, close the bail and reel in slowly without setting the hook. Okay, we have circular hooks here. Yeah, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. 3, 2, 1, go. Jumping.
Eine.
Ja, ja, jumping.
And I'll see what the fish can do there.
Hide a little bit of right. We have 3 boats, 38 feet, 200, 250 and 250. They are pangas adapted for sport fishing. We build a platform in the front. We have a nice solid fence that allowed you to put your hips in the fence and have more stability in the moment of casting or fighting a fish. In every boat there's 1 mate and 1 captain. Captain is always looking for the fish. They were fishing hand line for tuna for a long time, so when you see them hunting the tuna, they have a really nice read of the movement of the school. And in the rocks, it's just experience of 7 years fishing the rocks, so they know how to cut rocks underwater really good depending of the current, depending of the tides. I would say they're the best in the region. You see? It's actually a big school of bait there. Tuna fishing, I would say, is the most stable fishery in this area. We have 30 miles protected by artisanal fishermen's associations that push to the offshore the industrial boats. We always have tuna. Actually, yesterday we found spinner dolphin and white-spotted dolphins. We checked that the white-spotted dolphins was much better than the spinner dolphins. Bigger tuna, bigger school. You just need to check in which part of the group of dolphins the tuna is moving. But you can find them free swimmers, you can find them with the birds, just birds going down, a cast there to the bird, boom, big tuna.
Petri.
Oh, I don't think. We've been catching 150, 250 pounds, so between 50 kilos and 100 kilos tuna. Actually, yesterday we had probably one of 60 pounds. That was okay, but we saw 100 pounds, or we think in the line was 100 pounds, huh? That we lost, but it's okay. One of my favorites is probably night fishing. You return from your fishing day probably 1 hour before, you take your dinner and you go to that rock over there and you drop bait, live bait, dead bait, you charm it. I never been in that rock and I didn't catch a big fish. So it's really special and it's kind of a different perception of fishing because you're at night, the weather is perfect because it's between humid and fresh. After a hot day, it's very nice to take a beer and let the bait go down, knowing that there can be a tarpon, a cubera, rocky snapper, a trevally that will grab that bait and just smash it against the rock.
Oh, fish on.
Sí, sí, sí.
Under the boat.
Ay, marica, sí, lo pegó.
Under the boat.
Ahí tiene que aguantar lo que está aquí.
You need to hold it.
Lo aguante, lo aguante.
Hold it,
Que
hold
le
it.
recoja, no le recoja.
Yes.
Nice Cubera.
Hold it, hold it. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Stop, stop.
Good job.
Pump it up.
Good weight. Was denn? Ja, ja. Kommt.
Richtig fettes Teil.
Big puppy.
That's a nice one. Yeah, Petri, Mann. Was für ein geiles Teil, hey. Schön bei Vollmond rausgekurbelt.
Ui, 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 ui.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Big Mama.
Nice. Ja, was für ein fettes Teil. Petri,
Petri, Dank.
was für ein Gerät. Petri.
Fishing now underwater rocks. It's a mountain underwater. The idea is to let sink the stick bait a little bit. We have low tide. In low tide, the fish retreat a little bit from the rocks, so the bites will probably pass in the middle, in between the rocks and the boat, or even closer to the boat. The size of fishes in this area, they are much bigger than in the north side of the lodge. That's more kind of kindergarten of Roosterfish, the north, and then here they come the big ones to feed. Still an area that have a lot of place to explore. The maps of the topography of the ocean still unknown. We're still exploring. Still an adventure. That's what I mean. It's still an adventure, but a comfortable adventure that can take people from everywhere in the world to a really nice comfort area.